is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning, good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If you're listening to us on the W Show on 100.1 FM, we appreciate it. If this is your first time checking us out, thank you for making us a part of your day. Remember to go and like the W Show on all social media platforms. My name is Steve Walls, and as always, I'm joined by the other host of the show, DJ Q, Jazz, and O. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, y'all sound like y'all been out all night on a bender or something.
They may have been.
Not a bender, but definitely out.
Not me.
So she was cold chilling. All right. What'd you say? Go ahead, no.
I said I'm just, I'm excited to talk football today.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm real excited.
So is it because it's Cowboys week or what? Is that what
I got a lot to say.
Okay. All right. We got a missing piece coming up, but we'll talk about it in a minute. Also coming up on today's show, the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 5 touchdown passes led the Kansas City Chiefs past the Las Vegas Raiders last week, 41-14. And as we just talked about, the Chiefs will dodge another bullet this week as they face the Cowboys, who will be without Amari Cooper tomorrow at Arrowhead Stadium. And
what?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the Staples Center is changing its name to Crypto.com Arena. We'll dive into that. And coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll have our sneakers of the week during our Hater 11 segment. We'll be right. Let's get to our headlines. Sorry.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Chiefs Patrick Mahomes had 5 touchdown passes that led the Kansas City Chiefs past the Las Vegas Raiders 41-14 on Sunday night football last week inside Allegiant Stadium. It looked like the old team was back. What did you guys see from last week's game?
People talking about where they back. Where'd they go? This team hasn't gone anywhere. Y'all thinking like, all right, the Chiefs are back. Patrick Mahomes is back. He's doing what he needs to do. 5 touchdown passes. But look, he threw 5 touchdown passes, and people were like, "Oh, well, they could have done more." That's his floor is so high, right? Like he throws 5 touchdown passes, almost 500 yards, and he should have done more. He should have got 7 touchdowns, right? But the Chiefs haven't gone anywhere. They're being here. I've been telling y'all week in and week out.
Oh, Steve.
Now they go and get the win against the Raiders in Las Vegas, of all places. Come on. They didn't go anywhere.
Steve, so just 2 weeks ago, you were like, hey, I knew Patrick Mahomes was back when he completed that ball to Tyreek Hill against the Packers.
I didn't say he was back. I didn't say that. I said that's the catapult to get you to where you need to go.
No, I think Steve forgets that he's recorded on here.
Yeah, we got
times
tape. Rewind it.
We have proof, sir.
So yes, no, the Chiefs, what they are doing is they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're taking advantage of beating depleted teams, beating the Raiders, of course, being a depleted team minus a head coach that has helped them get to where they are, previous to his firing. And then you lose your, I won't say number 1 wide receiver, but a big chunk of your passing game. And then before that, beating Aaron Rodgers, the Aaron Rodgers-less
Packers.
So
That's
I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
But yeah. Aside from that, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're winning, and they're making their way to the playoff run. Going from last to first in AFC West. I would say that's a miracle, but you still have another half season left to go. And not every team is gonna miss a key piece every week, due to injury or COVID.
Exactly. This team is just doing what they're supposed to do. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. I will say that I'm not even worried about Patrick Mahomes throwing for the 5 touchdowns. I'm more impressed by the defense. They're actually starting to show up consistently. And this is the litmus test. So we'll see how they do next week.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City!
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss.
The Crew. We're winning in every. It's the only 100.1 FM. Facebook Live.
Now, speaking of missing pieces, the Kansas City Chiefs are dodging another bullet as they will face the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow at Arrowhead Stadium with no Amari Cooper. Noah, we'll start with you on this one.
We love Amari. He's one of the best receivers in the I won't say in our league, but he's definitely in the top half. We'll say he's in the top half of receivers, but he's our number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
But we also have good backups. Cedric Wilson has been making plays for us. Michael Gallup came back last week, so hopefully he's fully healthy. So we still have 3 other receivers. I mean, not to mention CeeDee Lamb, of course. So they have options in the passing game. This Chiefs defense will be tested this week. Like, this is everybody's saying that this is the test. Like, this is to see if they're really back going against a good, solid Dallas team. And they're not only going to have to worry about the passing game, but they're going to have to stop the run as well. So it's going to take, honestly, from the Chiefs defense, it's going to take turnovers. They're going to need a whole lot of, they're going to have to make plays. There's not just going to be able to bend, not break, because this Cowboys offense is explosive and they score fast. So the Chiefs are just going to have to step it up a little more than they have in the past couple weeks as far as the defense goes. But I think they are ready.
Yeah, and that was my point of facing depleted teams. Like, you have a Cowboys team that are back and resurging. Everybody's back healthy. Where the Chiefs was 3 weeks ago. Everybody really getting back healthy, especially on defense. And then they acquire Melvin Ingram. So, there's going to be a lot to be proven. But you're also facing a team that's no stranger to Melvin Ingram too. So, you could you could say the Chiefs could come in and win this week, and it's very, possible that they could. But, you're looking at an offense that runs and passes well. And when they're clicking, they're definitely on.
My thing is, okay, so Q, you said depleted teams. No, you said they have to bring it, go all out pretty much this week on the defensive side of the ball to win the game. However, we forget just what 5-6 months ago, the Chiefs were also a depleted team when they played in the Super Bowl. Am I right about that?
So, but we're talking about the current.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So it's kind of funny how y'all are like, oh well, they're just beating up on teams that have lost their quarterback has COVID, or they lost their star wide receiver, their head coach. But what about in the Super Bowl when they had a depleted offensive line? They lost. No, exactly. They lost. But they had an injured quarterback. Everybody's like, oh, well, the Chiefs are they lost this game, or they did this and they did that. They don't look the same. They got beat up. They didn't even score a touchdown. Well, they need to get that same love now that they're going out there beating up on teams that basically are going through the same growing pains that they went through.
So the reason they're not getting that same love is because they're supposedly so elite. And I will say that they have an elite quarterback. They have elite offensive weapons.
The standards change team by team.
Yes, you know that. You know that to be true. We're talking about if the Chiefs are supposed to be Super Bowl or bust, then we're not giving them brownie points for beating up on the Raiders, who, let's be honest, when was the last time they really just lost to the Raiders consistently? Like, we know that they beat the Raiders. They play them tough, but they beat them all the time. Mm-hmm. And then now we're talking about a Green Bay Packer team that doesn't have, at worst, the fifth or sixth best quarterback of all time, who's still playing like he's in his prime. So that matters. Like, that stuff matters. Like, it actually matters. Just like when the Chiefs lost their offensive linemen in the Super Bowl, it matters. But guess what? They lost the game.
But wait a minute. So the thing about it is, it's like, all right, it's not the Chiefs' fault that Amari Cooper didn't go get vaccinated.
It isn't. Of course not.
So
not. Nobody's saying it is.
But they still have one of the best. So right or wrong, the Dallas Cowboys still have one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
I didn't say anything about Amari Cooper.
No.
Not playing isn't going to affect that much, because they already have offensive weapons. They already have a good defense. There's no built-in excuse. There's no built-in excuse for me.
Is Dak Prescott one of the best quarterbacks in the league?
He's in the top half.
Okay. So what about Ezekiel Elliott?
He's definitely probably top 10 or 15 in running backs. Yes.
Okay. So with that being said, with all this star power that they still have and the firepower that they still have, they should be capable of going out there and winning a football game.
Nobody said they weren't.
Yeah.
Nobody said
you said that they were a depleted team. Like,
he was talking about the other teams. He's talking about Henry Ruggs. He's talking about
and see,
Aaron
that's
Rodgers.
how we know Steve. That's how we know Steve. Steve, you stopped listening to my point. Like, you heard depleted teams, and then you conflated that with them, because in the next sentence, and the point that I made is that the Dallas Cowboys, yes, now they have Gallup coming back. They have people coming back from injury. They're becoming a team that is healthy, just like the Chiefs were a couple of weeks ago. That's the point that I made. Steve missed it because he wants to defend the Chiefs so bad. And Steve, it's okay. They're doing what they're supposed to do. I said a couple of weeks ago, in the next 3 weeks, if they manage to go 2-1, they could definitely be on the road to the playoffs. And that's what's happening right now. They're coming on this second week, this third week, and then in that 3 week span that I talked about. And they could definitely lose this game, and they could definitely have their momentum stopped. But you can lose going into a bye week, and then Andy Reid doesn't lose off of a bye week. So again, you're coming up against another Raiders team, again, the same depleted team. So now you can get your confidence back. Steve is just trying to be so defensive.
This team is a better team than the Raiders. The Dallas Cowboys are much better than Raiders.
Way better than. Let's not do that. They're way better than the Raiders. Let's not do that. They're way better than the Raiders.
And I'm not going to say top to bottom, because still with coaching involved, like, coaching plays a part in a team being built. And we're not going to dismiss that from the actual team. And your team continuity is definitely messed up when your play caller and your head coach, both in one, get wiped off of the board. So again, you're talking about depleted teams. So yes, they were depleted in a sense, and especially from a very key piece.
When would they get the recognition that this team has gone out there and tried to
when they win the Super Bowl?
Exactly.
They already
It's Super Bowl or bust. Like, why do you want brownie points for beating these
I don't
other
want brownie
teams?
points. I don't want brownie points at all. It's like
They don't either. The Chiefs
like,
don't either. The Chiefs don't either.
You're only as good as your last outing. You're only as good as your last game. So they put up 41 on the Raiders.
Steve is missing that undefeated season that they started. Like, what was it, 10-0? He's missing that so bad.
Okay, I said they were going to go 13-4.
Steve, I hope you heal.
I'm in the process, right?
The Chiefs will be, listen, as far as I'm concerned, the Chiefs will be out. They'll be in the playoffs. They'll win the AFC West. All that'll be well and good. When it comes to the playoffs, that's when the real tests come. That's when we start giving them recognition.
Still got the Chargers too, so let's not give them the AFC West yet.
I don't see it. I see the Chiefs. Like, even if they're gonna, honestly, my prediction is they lose this game to the Cowboys. They lose it close. It's a close game. I'm saying close. We have the better team than you guys right now. Like, I'm being fair. We have the better team, but I do see the Chiefs coming back off of that bye week. Like you said, Andy Reid is a master at his craft. So I see them going on a run, but they'll lose tomorrow.
Okay. All right. We'll see. That's how they play the game.
Now, Cleveland Guardians settle lawsuit over name dispute. The Cleveland Guardians roller derby team and the Cleveland Major League Baseball team jointly announced the settlement of a lawsuit over the organization's new name on Tuesday. Q, we'll start with you.
I mean, I like this because this is the route that they should have gone when they had the names the Indians. They should have been paying every season royalties to the native, and I can't even say native, the indigenous nations that they were still in the culture from. They should have been paying for that yearly, and so this settlement, however big that check was, it was definitely big because it's like, okay, you guys could use it. It's fine.
Facts. Yeah. Go ahead, Steve.
No, you go ahead. No, I'm good.
I mean, it's just strange that they decided to use a name that another like professional team already has. I feel like, I mean, there are so many other names. Why have to go through this? I feel like there were other names. I just feel like it's a million of things you can connect your city to. Why have to even go through something like this?
Well, and it also shows how unimaginative and how uncreative the people at the top, these CEOs, are. Like, they aren't the brain trusts. They aren't the people that make things happen. And the people that make things happen, he could pay them to do it, but he wanted to circumvent all that and say, hey, let me use this with you too.
It was a safe play, I feel like. Yeah. But it's a roller derby team. Like,
yeah, I mean,
nobody really
knows or pays attention to roller derby.
Yeah, so we'll kick you down. We'll kick your team down. What? I don't even know. I would just throw out there a couple $100,000 maybe to get you guys change your name, change your logo, have some kickback money or whatnot. But I mean, it was just a safe play. It's like, all right, we got a team called the Guardians. We like that name. We're going to go with it, and that's just what it was.
Yeah,
because sometimes when owners get set in their ways and set in their mind, it's like, all right, that's what we're going with. I love that name. I'm going to take it. It's mine.
Well, they also wanted that IANS to kind of, so you could see that what they were very like particular about in the design. Like, they still wanted that recognition of what it was. So again, it's just, I don't want to be creative. I don't want to do any of this. I love what I had, and I still want remnants of it. And that's exactly what happened. So if I'm the original Guardians, I'm asking for 7 to 8 figures. So Steve's little minute 6 figures, not for no $1 billion team. No. Oh no, sir.
It's a roller derby team, though. Like, they not worth that much.
Yeah. Well, if the name is not worth that much, then go find another one.
I will say, I saw that the team store sign that they raised like a couple of days ago, the sign fell down and broke. When they like the grand opening for the team store, the Guardians team store, the sign fell down and broke. So I don't know if that's an omen for things to come, but
Of course it is.
just saying.
Of course it is.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss the Staples Center changing its name to Crypto.com Arena. This is the W Show. We will be right back.
What?
Tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it. Message us, and we will talk about whatever topic you want. Now, the Staples Center is changing its name to Crypto.com Arena. The downtown Los Angeles, home of the NBA's Lakers and Clippers, announced this. And the person with knowledge of the deal tells the Associated Press that Crypto.com is paying $700 million over 20 years to rename the building. Steve, we'll start with you.
Hey, kudos to Jenny Buss and the rest of the Buss family because they got the bag for this one. I know it's been Staples. It's been Staples Arena for what, 20 some odd years. I don't even remember when it was called the Forum. I honestly don't. Honestly, like
sometime in the late 90s.
I don't remember. I was a Bulls fan at that time, so all I knew was like
imagine that.
The United States.
Imagine that.
So I really didn't care too much about the Lakers. But that being said, it just shows what money can do, and it shows no matter what kind of name you want it to be, your business to be on something, you can spend the money and make it happen. I think we talked about, what was it, the American Airlines Arena down in Miami where the Heat play. They were going to change it to like Bang Brothers or something. Bang Bros or something. Yeah. But it didn't end up going through. The deal didn't go through, but they were going to allow that. And so crypto is becoming more and more larger each and every year. So I think it's a good move.
Yeah, definitely. I hate the name, but I mean, if you've got the money to play, why not?
I mean, I really don't care what you name an arena because they're all dumb if you think about it. Staples. I'm sure if we were adults 20 years ago and they said we're going to rename the Forum the Staples Center, we would have said the Staples Center. What? Why would you name it the Staples Center? That's stupid. All these arena names, Arco Arena, like all of these, they're just company names. So like, the there's just silly.
And I think I hated the Staples Center name change because I'm like, because even the Forum's logo was kind of like cool, and then you
You know
change
what
it
I'm
to an
saying?
office
Yeah.
supply store. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
what?
I agree
Okay.
with you there. The Forum was a cool name because it looks like it was. The Forum was cool, but
So what's the best stadium name that you guys have heard so far? And it ain't GEHA.
No, it'll never be anything inside of Kansas City. No.
oh
Sorry.
man.
That's a good question. I'd have to look at a list of names of stadiums, but they're all trash to me anyway.
I'm trying like the most, I guess the famous ones, I guess like Fenway Park and stuff. That's not interesting. Like if they have like a giant green wall, I guess, but there's the famous ones aren't that the names aren't like tight like that. They're just
I like the Coliseum, and then I'm staying on the Raiders because I was gonna say the Coliseum.
The Coliseum was there.
I like Allegiant Stadium. Like I kind of like how how that looks. But also it's the backdrop of the stadium because it's just a nice stadium.
Yeah, it is. I like the stadium that's in Mexico, Studio Azteca.
Really?
Yeah. That name is dope. Yeah, I like
that.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
Now, Kansas City Roos shocked Missouri Tigers men's basketball with an 80-66 victory in Columbia. The Roos.
Is it that bad for Columbia, Missouri, or are the Roos that much better?
The Roos
when they play KU,
11.5-point underdogs, and then they came away with the second straight upset of the Tigers. The last time the two state university teams met was November 14th, 2014, where the Roos won 69-61.
I kind of remember that too.
I'll say this: when we was at Park, we beat UMKC. You know what I'm saying? One time, just slight flex, nothing major. But I'm glad that the city is actually the university is actually starting to get good players and maybe get on the map. Because me and Steve were talking about it, and he was saying like nobody really, when he was coming up, nobody really thought about UMKC like that. And I always thought of it as, why not? It's still D1. It's still, they have a nice campus to me. I'll say now it's D1. They just recently became D1. What was that, like 2015 or 16, Steve? It was really recent.
I
thought it was not. They've been there for a while.
Yeah, they've been Division One. They've
been Division One.
Yeah, they were just They were just one of those small.
No, they went to another conference. I think it was. It was another conference they went to recently. And forced their. I think their standards were able to raise or something like that from that conference. But yeah, all of this is very new. In the 90s, you had Tony Dumas, and there was a lot of hoopla around him, but for the most part, it was on Metro Sports. And then I think shortly after Tony Dumas, my cousin Vincent Smith, he played for UMKC, and he made some noise there as well, but it still wasn't the level of Tony Dumas because I don't think anybody here had went to the league. So it was still kind of just one of those schools that it was just small and the city really had it. They really don't give the city much to celebrate. But I think if they're able to groom some homegrown talent and really keep some players here and also recruit, but that's what the gentrification of Midtown is going to help. It's going to help that recruitment for schools like UMKC to get bigger.
The name is what really matters. I feel like in this point, they're calling themselves the Kansas City Roos instead of UMKC. Like it's a connection to the city, even though if you already know it's University of Missouri, Kansas City. But calling yourself the Kansas City Roos, it's like we have a clear connection. Like this is Kansas City, and so I think it's really dope.
And it would definitely help if they increase the enrollment of Black students as well. That would definitely bring some coolness to it. That would gain some revenue.
For sure. Now, Serena Williams post on Twitter earlier this week. Everyone asks me what I do when I don't play tennis. Answer is invest in companies. Her company, Serena Venture, has $33 billion market cap, and we're just getting started.
33 billion, Steve.
Crazy.
33 billion, and Steve would ask them for 6 figures in a settlement. Like, please. But yes, I love that for Serena. You look at the venture capital world, that really helps tech companies, and not just tech companies, but more lately tech companies. It helps them grow. And I think it's less than 2% of that goes to Black business owners in any space. And so, yeah, for her to get involved in that and get her investors to start with 33 billion to shell out and invest in companies that can grow, i.e. companies like Up Down Nightlife and Gig Wage, and, you know, all of there's a lot of different Black tech companies that are coming up that could really use that investment and can go towards growth. And that's, you know, Serena doing her part in that. So it's bravo to her for that.
And it's huge because too she's a worldwide brand, right?
Yes.
The Williams sisters are worldwide. I mean, just, you know, from going to play over tennis, Wimbledon, you got Australia, all those places that they've been, and people understand and know who they are. It's kind of like the Jordan brand. Like, there's nowhere in the world Michael Jordan can go, and no one knows who he is. So, and I think Serena more than Venus, just because she's put herself out there a little bit more. But yeah, and that helps that she was able to get that raise those funds to do something with, and people understand that she's a winner. Like, we talk about Serena all the time, the fact that, you know, when the question is posed of who's the best athlete of all time, we always say Serena. At least I do. So
easy.
Yeah. So I think that within itself, you know, speaks volumes. And now that she has this 33 billion to shell out to companies, and it's only gonna make money. So, like you said, kudos to her.
For sure. Now, Michigan State is attempting to sign Coach Mel Tucker to massive 10-year contract extension per report. The extension would make Tucker the highest paid Black coach in the sport. Noah, start with this.
This is out of nowhere. As far as if you pay attention to a whole lot of sports, you probably didn't know who Mel Tucker was, but this is huge. Because you might have said who's going to be the highest paid coach in college football. You would have said, I don't know, Nick Saban or, you know, stuff like that. But this is huge. This is definitely huge. As far as Black coaches go, you might even said Mike Tomlin, names such as that. But this is great. Hopefully, you know, he's turned the Michigan State program around, so to speak, in just his second year with the team. Hopefully he can get this contract locked in, and then he can go on a run of, you know, college football playoff appearances and national championships. So I wish all the success to him.
10 years, $95 million. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. And I mean, he's a motivator of young men too. So to put it, you know, quite frank, it's good to see a Black head coach get the type of money that he's getting ready to get. So I mean, I love the fact, even though this isn't the hater love it segment, I love it. Got to still give him that one. So yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good for not only that, but it kind of sets the bar, right? It makes it for the next coach to come in and say, all right, well, Mel Tucker got $95 million for 10 years. What can you give me? I'm winning just as much as he is. I can't even say off the top of my head who the next, you know, Mel Tucker would be, or if there's another, you know, Black head coach. Even if you look at it, somebody like Deion Sanders, look what he's done for Jackson State.
Put him on the map.
It's not on the level, of course, of Michigan State, but with the funding and with with more recruitment in a year or so, I think he'll be right up there, and he'll be able to say, all right. And I know he probably won't take that much just because he's Deion, but I think black coaches now are getting themselves into the forefront to be, getting paid.
I mean, and this is you make a great point, Steve, because we're just rolling off of UMKC and that conversation of what they need to do, not only to up enrollment, but definitely bring that cool factor. You look at Penn State on the heels of Jerry Sandusky and the death of Bobby Petrino. They go and get James Franklin, a black coach that can come in and really change the scope of what your program is. And bring your program back to prominence. We just talked about James Franklin, about a month or two ago. And then you look at Michigan State following in those footsteps, and how it helps programs, and how diversity is really much more valuable than just saying you're diverse, but actually putting these people in positions that can make these decisions and hire staff accordingly. And you see what happens with these programs when you hire men that are capable of doing that. So UMKC could definitely, learn a thing or two just from the trends that have been going on lately in college sports.
For sure. We're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll have our Hate It or Love It segment and kick it off with our Sneakers of the Week. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at KCWeSpin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
I think Jazz is muted.
Sorry. Starting off our Sneakers of the Week, we had the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OGs.
I like them. I like
decent.
My personal favorites is the Nike Dunk Low Golden Rods.
I like these too. These are number one for me too.
I think I like the mids a little bit more than I do these lows.
Uh-oh. Talk to us, Steve. Why is that?
I just like the way the mids they look. On lows, it's kind of like, do I play these with jeans, or do I play them with? Do I wait to wear them in shorts and no socks?
Steve, I got you. So Steve, I got you. Get you some low dunks. Summertime comes back around. Get you some really, really short shorts, and some tube socks. I got you. That's the style right there.
That
Hey,
would
yeah.
be real. That would be real 21 of me. So I can't. I don't think I can do it. I mean,
Nah, Steve, you're almost 40. You could do that now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can do whatever you want, really.
You could do that now, man. Trust me. Let me lose about another 75. You're gonna see me this summer. You're gonna see all of my thighs and kneecaps.
Yeah.
Now the Nike Giannis Immortality Championships.
I kind of like.
These are decent. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty decent. I like the gold.
I wonder how they feel. I try to hook them.
I would too. I feel like that's what they're there for.
And last but not least, the Air Jordan 1 mid Barcelona sweater.
I like
cool.
these.
Kind of like.
I like these. I like that little design on the top half of the shoe.
I saw these made into some cleats. Football guy had made them into some cleats. They're pretty dope.
That'd be tough.
My favorites are the Bordeaux though. Of these.
Definitely. Now, Le'Veon Bell announced his release from Ravens after 2-month stint with team. Former All-Pro running back to hit waivers. Hate it or love it.
I love it. Yeah. I love it for him because it shows how disinterested he's been in football, and he's just collecting checks.
I would say so as well.
Look how happy that face is.
So, Steve, how do you feel about him like enjoying his stint with the Ravens versus not enjoying his stint with the Chiefs?
Yeah, because he tried to blame it on Le'Veon the other day.
Yeah, I think it's all Le'Veon, man. I really do, because the fact that you tried to put the reason you couldn't play or couldn't get on the field because of Andy Reid. I don't see that. If you're good enough, you're gonna play. Like Andy's just and Eric Bieniemy, they just aren't out to keep you on the bench because you're being Le'Veon Bell. No, that's just not how they work. They don't roll like that. They will, if you can help them get to the promised land and win a Super Bowl, you're going to get a lot of playing time. He wasn't even if my memory serves me correctly, he wasn't even on the active roster for the Super Bowl. He didn't even dress. If my memory serves me correctly, so you were washed, bro. Just give it up. That's why these teams.
What you mean washed? He got his ring.
He's ring with who?
Oh, you said he wasn't on the active roster.
No, he wasn't on the active roster. He got an AFC Championship ring. He didn't get a Super Bowl ring. They lost.
Well,
yeah. So I mean, it is what it is, man. Le'Veon's gonna be Le'Veon, and he's gonna do Le'Veon things.
Another team is gonna pick him up.
Please don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the Seahawks just lost their starting running back, so
Le'Veon
that could be.
Yeah, Le'Veon's not going there. Next season, I think somebody picks him up.
Bucks Antonio Brown accused of obtaining fake vaccine card. Hate it or love it.
It's the most like Antonio Brown thing I've heard in the last 6-7 months. I don't know if it's true though. We can't say if it's true because he is accused at this point. Nothing is proven.
Here's the thing. Antonio Brown is like lucky. And the reason I say that is because he's lucky that Aaron Rodgers, the issue with Aaron Rodgers and being vaccinated and all that stuff had come out 2 weeks ago. If this was the first one, they would have made an example.
He'd be expelled from the league. He'd be, so again, that statement brings more proof to Dwight Howard's argument we had a couple weeks ago. But yes, if that had not happened to Aaron Rodgers first, that Goodell would drop the hammer on him. He'd make an example. He'd go very hard on him, and it'd be, there'd be nothing. But I mean, we still have Richie Incognito in the league, so. So, that says all you need to hear.
Mm.
Here's the thing. Antonio Brown is like lucky. And the reason I say that is because he's lucky that Aaron Rodgers, the issue with Aaron Rodgers and being vaccinated and all that stuff had come out 2 weeks ago. If this was the first one, they would have made an example.
Now, Anthony Davis bashed the Lakers following a recent 107-83 blowout loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves, while the Lakers won their following contest against the San Antonio Spurs after that horrendous loss to the Timberwolves. They were beat down by the Chicago Bulls on Monday night. Davis said, "We suck, no defense, can't score, continued on. Hate it or love it."
Love it.
Man.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah.
He said it. You gotta love that, Steve. He's telling the truth. Like, hey, we stink right now. We have to be better. So kudos to him for telling the truth instead of smoothing it over.
I would be fine with that. I would be fine with his statement had he been balling. Anthony Davis has not been playing well. He has not. No, come on.
So he said we. What do you mean?
This is stemming from last season. Like this is stemming from last season. He still hasn't made up for that. So the fact that when LeBron is out, you can't carry your team. You're supposed to be a superstar on this Lakers team. Melo's doing his job. Russ is now, coming along, even though the turnovers are crazy. But 80, come on, man. Come on, this
he does have to play better.
Yeah, you got to play better. So if you're out, if it was LeBron that said that, then I can respect it a whole lot more. But with Anthony Davis coming out here and you playing like this, come on, no, I don't like it.
He said we. No, it wasn't. He didn't take himself out of it. So I give him that much credit for that. But yes, he has to play way better because when we saw Anthony Davis. Just not even 2 years ago, like when we saw him in the bubble, he was literally a superstar. He was probably the third best player in the league at the least. Like we saw him absolutely killing it, absolutely balling, destroying everybody in front of him. Mm-hmm. And now we see other players have come in front of him. We see Giannis has gotten in front of him. We see Jokic. They're saying Jokic is a better basketball player. They're saying all these guys are better than you. And you're supposed to be like the second coming of the best player. For right now, you're supposed to be the best player in the league. So he just has to play better. You're correct. You are correct, though.
And it's funny because I saw something. I don't know if y'all sent this to the group or not, where I saw it, but it was like a meme or something that said Anthony Davis retired after he won his ring without letting anybody know. He quietly retired.
Man, yeah, he ain't. I don't like it though. He's not. He doesn't have a sense of urgency right now, and it might just be a product of playing with LeBron James. Like never panic. But you're right, Steve. I don't like how he's playing right now.
Now, former Knicks guard Iman Shumpert is first NBA player to reach Dancing with the Stars finals. Hate it or love it.
Love it. You look at Iman has always been this guy that he has some kind of artistic thing about him, whether it was hair or the way he dressed, and then creating a family with another great talented artist.
He's a rapper too.
That's what I'm saying. Like from the hair to the rap to everything, like we saw it in him. And for him to get on Dancing with the Stars and get to the finals, it just shows that, he's a superstar and a man of many talents.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How much do you all think he asked his wife, like, hey, am I doing these moves right? Show me how to do this move.
Well, and it's probably not even his wife. He has dance coaches and stuff. So I'm sure that whatever training she had for her videos and stuff, he was right there in that. So
could y'all imagine if they let her be on the show and let them be partners?
Man, they would win.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They
would destroy everybody.
Yeah. So we need to put that out there. Tiana, you and your husband need to, do some kind of dance, something.
Just for some content.
That could be a show all within itself. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Spouses. Yeah.
Tiana has her own production, like the tour that she's on. This is her farewell tour right now, and she has her own production studio that she invested in. So it's definitely possible from here.
Now, Applebee's is bringing Cheeto flavored wings to restaurants for a limited time. Hate it or
trash.
love it.
Hate it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling these. Nah, look at them though. Like that just tells you got to run and get some Tums or some something for heartburn because that ain't where it's at. The regular
Yeah.
Cheetos ones, those look all right, but these fire or whatever is at the bottom left,
Yeah. Shop small local businesses. That's my reaction to that. Go
That's
to Wings
disgusting.
Cafe or somewhere. Go get a hack meal. That's what it is. Go get a hack meal from Sweet Comforts in Westport.
Yeah, hard pass on the Wings. Members of the NFL's officiating department privately acknowledged that officials erred on at least 3 critical calls and non-calls that went against the Bears on Monday Night Football. Hate it or love it.
We don't want to hear this anymore. Make the change.
to change to what?
Better officiating. Get one upstairs in the booth and have his decisions come down. He's able to see the play in slow motion, replay, all of that. He can see exactly what the calls need to be because this is getting ridiculous.
It is.
Here's the thing too. I feel like officials they're caught between a rock and a hard place because you got Roger Goodell and front office NFL. They want these taunting penalties. They want these all the other penalties passing. They want them to call them close, and now they're like, all right, they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't situation. If they don't call the pass interference, then the other team is like, oh, well, y'all missed that call. But if they do call it, the other team is like, all right, well, I don't feel like that was pass interference. I don't feel like that was roughing the passer. So, I mean, it is what it is. I just feel like they need to be more laxed on the penalties that they're calling, honestly. And I don't know if how you have the Players Association. I don't know if they signed off on these new penalties or
no,
I know at the end of the season, they all ask all teams to give let's just say a list of things that they want to see in the next season, and I believe the Players Association has to sign off on those things. Like for instance, I know it's not have anything to do with the rest, but like numbers. So like now linebackers can wear number 19, that sort of thing. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well.
And we're also forgetting the politics behind it of, yes, if they can wear whatever number they want to and do all of this, then yeah, give us the taunting. So it's a give or take, and the ownership is not going to sign off on things that their players want, especially if they don't want them. So again, it's a it's a tug of war, and the owners are always going to win that.
And that taunting penalty takes a lot away from the game, though. Honestly, takes a lot of it away.
I've seen some bad ones, man. I've seen some absolutely terrible ones. So yeah,
I think I'm just to the point where it's like I feel like we're nitpicking every little thing. Like, just play.
Yeah.
You're taking the fun out of it, the energy out of it. I don't know.
I agree.
U.S. men's national team blanks Mexico 2-0 for crucial World Cup qualifying victory. Hate it or love it.
I love it.
Mexico was talking that cash. They said that the USA is Mexico is who the USA strives to be in soccer. And then we, go ahead and shut y'all out 2-0. So
they love it. Too. They really did. They really did to win because had they not, they would have not been able to make it into that World Cup qualifying. So I'm happy about it. Mexico is they aren't looking that good right now.
They ain't looking like they're gonna make the World Cup.
They're losing to a lot of younger teams. And right now, I don't know. Mexico was the team to beat. Like if you remember back, what was it, 3 years ago? When the U.S. men's national team went on their run, Mexico was the team to beat. And now it's like, all right, let's see, U.S. Let's see what you got. Let's see what y'all can do.
Yeah,
I'm proud of us. Finally, we're actually able to do something in soccer.
Facts. I love to see it. Kelly Stafford says, I'm an idiot for throwing soft pretzel at unruly 49ers fan at Monday Night Football. Hate it or love it.
Love it. I love it. I love it.
I hate it. Don't apologize for that. Don't apologize for that. You are who you are. Somebody was talking that cash, like you said no, and you let them hear it. But here's the thing, too. I know we talked about it in the meeting earlier this week. It was like, man, fans have to understand, leave these players' family, whether it's wives, cousins, uncles, nephews, brother, whoever, leave them alone. If there's a loss, you gonna get what you get. Like, don't be talking crazy. And that's the thing that I don't like too. It's like, all right, you say something and they react, and now it's on them.
You the victim. Yeah.
Nah, I don't agree with that at all. So
exactly.
The woman was probably talking crazy. She got some pretzels thrown at her. Lucky she didn't have no cheese with it. But yeah, you get what you get. So fans, leave these players, spouses, brothers, sisters, whoever, they family members alone. Leave them alone.
Yeah, because she definitely has some sort of anger issues. Because I like the energy of us being able to laugh that off. Because I bet if it was a wife of Antonio Brown or something, we'd be talking about, making sure she's banned from the league and she can't come to games and sit, wherever. So, yeah, I mean, she lost her
laugh
temper
regardless.
Yeah, no, I'm laughing at this because, yeah, she's retaliating on somebody over some words. So, yeah, that's I just
Q,
I
know
see
words cut deep. You know that.
I mean, maybe they do, but as rich as she is, again, that might show the strain of going from an LA housewife to being in Detroit. And so that's what it is. Yeah, she hates her life right now.
I can't even knock her though. Like, if you're sitting there listening to that, like Steve said, the entire game, your blood's gonna get boiling. Like, you can't just expect to sit there and just take it. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if throwing the pretzel was the right thing to do, but at least take an initiative to
initiative. I love it.
Oh yeah, and this is Matthew Stafford's wife. I think I was conflating her with Jared Goff's wife.
No, the thing about it too, if I went to, let's just say I'm at my son's baseball game and one of the parents say something, I'm gonna say something back. Like,
right,
we just fighting words. I'm gonna do whatever, and not just because it's my son, but you can't do that. Like, you can't come at a family member because their team is because their sibling or whoever is playing bad. Like, you got to refrain from doing that. And if you do it, at least don't put it out there like, oh, now I'm, like Noah said, I'm the victim.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Oh, wait, so there was somebody like egging her on? Like, we have video of that or something?
Yeah. So there was the woman that was hit with the pretzel. She didn't say it. It was a woman that was in front of her that was like, oh, well, she's throwing pretzels down here, and she hit her with a pretzel. So she's the one who saw the whole thing happen and put it out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Trash.
Now, former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson says he died while using psychedelic toad venom.
I love it.
I love it.
Mike, I love it, Mike.
What are you talking about?
You, Mike.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Mike is on this spiritual journey, and
journey.
No, because that's what the drug is. It's like some ritual thing. I was telling y'all about it at the meeting. It was on Viceland about this drug, and it's a whole doc about it. So it's a lot deeper than that. But yeah, Mike being able to experience that, I love that for him.
So, quick question: is that the same thing that back in the day they was licking them toads? Like, is that the same thing?
It's probably the same thing. Yeah, some kind of like toad venom.
Yeah, that some people were licking like toad butt basically for drugs. Yeah. I was appalled, but that's okay. It makes sense.
What? I've never heard of that.
I saw it. I saw something on it.
No, I think you watching that Princess and the Frog movie. That's what you was watching. No,
sir.
Oh man, but yeah, Mike Tyson, he's funny thing about it is a lot of it. Who knows if the story is really true though? Like we know Mike Tyson has done some crazy stuff, biting ears off, just being crazy all of his life, at least from being in front of the media. But to that point, it's like, all right, he's trying to sell streams too. So we don't know if all this stuff is real or not. Now, if he did it on camera, that'd be another thing. So, I want to see.
It's real. Look, get on YouTube and Google that drug.
No, I know it's real, but did Mike do it? That's the thing.
He did it.
Except it's real.
Oh man, another great show today, y'all. We appreciate everyone who joined in on today's show. We love the comments. Remember, like us on social media at the W Show KC. And also, you can catch a rewind of our show on Mondays on 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio. Until next week, we are out of here. Happy Thanksgiving.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.